get a better sense of what we're seeing. It looks like, okay, looks like we don't have those turned on. All right, well, I'll find that for you here real quick. In fact, let's take a live look out from the KPRC2 studios so we get a sense of what we're seeing. If you haven't stepped out the door here in the last, 30 minutes to 45 minutes or so. Let's see, what do we got? Let's take a look into, where is my camera? Oh, there we go, right there. So we've got our downtown cam. All right, so if you look into downtown, for the most part, yeah, pretty overcast, kind of a messy looking forecast for us. And then of course, as we peek into, yeah, that's what I wanted right there. So let's head there. Let's turn that back on. All right, so that is what it looks like as you get across parts of the Southwest Freeway from here at the KPRC2 studios. So pretty messy forecast, as we figured we were going to see, at least for the next 1 to 2 hours. And again, most of this will start to move on out as it does. I think we'll be looking at a better start to our afternoon. It's just still going to probably take through lunchtime, maybe 1 o'clock before we'll start to get that out. But yeah, pretty sloppy conditions for us here as we move on through. So just be mindful that that is out there. All right, let's go back to the radar and show you what we've got. I want to head to the north side here and take a peek up towards Lake Livingston. This storm cluster has collapsed for the most part, too. It did have a special weather statement on it. They've allowed that to expire. So that's from Livingston over to Woodville. You can see that right across the lake from outside of, Goodrich, Livingston, on Alaska, basically just kind of slicing its way down towards Lake Livingston. So a little few lightning strikes with that. Otherwise, we're looking back off to the west. We're good. Madisonville, that was seeing rain earlier today up to parts of Grimes County. No problems. Lake Livingston, or excuse me, Lake Conroe looks pretty good. Starting to see some messy conditions here across parts of 45, so from Clear Lake out towards Taylor Creek Village, Seabrook down to Dickinson's over to Nassau, 146 out towards the Lamarck area, Texas City, still looking at some pretty messy forecast. Bayou Vista, Hitchcock, all these areas will probably see some storms start to bubble up as this line, if it holds together, it may collapse completely, to be honest with you. We'll see exactly what happens, but that's going to be the big spot right now that we're keeping a watch on. As we mentioned, the roads are going to be wet in those areas that have already seen rain, and future track wise, looks like most of this starts to wind down as we get to about 12, 1, 2 o'clock. I think by the time we're into the middle part of the afternoon, we're all right. Now we may see a quick flare up or two later on today if we can break into the clouds. Doesn't look like it's going to be much though. So I think whatever's out there now will be the end of it for the rest of the day today. And that's all part of this system, this cold front that continues to push slowly southward as we get into the rest of the afternoon. So I'm going to keep us mostly cloudy today. Look at the beautiful sunshine back up towards Dallas. They're going to see a nice day today after just getting pounded with storms for about 4 or 5 days straight. And this area of high pressure sliding in for tonight and into tomorrow. And that should start to clear things out nicely. So all of this nasty cloud cover that we have out here and some of this light rain that we've been pressing on through, we should be okay. Rain cooled areas like Livingston are in the mid 70s. Everybody else is generally sitting around 78 to 80, 82 as we get to this afternoon. So notice I'm going to just keep a few chances for rain showers in the forecast. But once that starts to clear out, I think we should be okay and we're looking good for the rest of the day. So it's just really a question if we can rebound some of these temperatures in and then move this system out of the picture. Here comes this high coming in for Saturday. And I think we're looking at a much better forecast as we get into our Saturday afternoon. Sunday, we'll track a few more storms coming in late afternoon. Other than that, we'll keep it at 20%. And that's about where we'll keep our rain chances through the rest of next week, which officially welcomes in the month of June on Sunday. And of course, the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. All quiet for us out in the tropics right now, but we'll keep you updated throughout the rest of this summer. I'm meteorologist Justin Stapleton. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate that. Meteorologist Caroline Brown's going to be here for 11 o'clock, top of the hour update. And we'll see you at KPRC2 News at noon.
Just Caroline Brown, and we are tracking thunderstorms across southeast Texas. All of these storms mainly south of I-10, including one severe thunderstorm warning. So let's take you in real close, talk about what we're tracking here. This storm is a fast mover. It's currently booking it towards the east at 45 miles per hour. But you'll notice it's packing a punch. Those deep red colors, that's going to be a hefty downpour. Manville towards Alvin, Hillcrest, and the National Weather Service gone ahead and reissued this. That's going to include portions of the Gulf Freeway towards Texas City, towards Galveston Island, Clear Lake, League City, Dickinson, Santa Fe, nearly to Danbury through 11:30 this morning. Now, primary concern here is going to be the possibility of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. But I want to say, if you take a look closer towards Liverpool, where we have that hot pink purple color, that's going to indicate the possibility of some small hail as well. So let me zoom out, show you what this looks like in motion, and then we're going to put a storm track on this. If we animate this over the last hour, this storm moving quick. So that's the good news. If you're sitting at home watching this and you need to go run some errands, get some groceries, if this is approaching your area, I would recommend just hunkering down. This storm is moving so quick that before you know it, it's going to be gone. Now, once it passes through, you're still going to be left with some lingering showers, but nothing as intense as the leading edge of this system. So there's a look at what it looks like in motion. Let's actually put a storm tracker on this so you can see where we're expecting this storm to go as we head towards the next, let's say, 30 minutes. So it's moving to the east at 45 miles per hour. That's 37. So actually it's going to be a little bit faster than what you see here. It's going to make it to Santa Fe at 11:07, Hitchcock 11:15, Lamarck 11:20, Texas A&M, that's in Galveston, 11:35, making it to Pleasure Pier by 11:38. Now, these numbers actually might be even quicker. That's because this storm has been strengthening and going a lot quicker as it's been progressing. So let's clear out that storm track for you. Take a closer look at where we're seeing the heaviest of the storms. That's going to be right near Chocolate Bayou, where we have the potential for some small hail. I think the heaviest part of this storm is going to be on the southern side. So Santa Fe to Hitchcock, Bayou Vista, you are in the path of this incredibly strong thunderstorm capable of producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Now, I do want to show you what's happening here in the Houston area, because previously it was just rain showers. Now we're starting to see some thunderstorms. Believe it or not, that's actually a good sign. Let me talk to you about why that's happening. Where we have the thunderstorms right now, the atmosphere is stabilizing. That means as we head into the afternoon, it's unlikely that we're going to see redevelopment or more thunderstorms. But not everyone's seen the storms. I'm talking areas like on the north side of Houston, the Woodlands, Conroe, where we have not seen any thunderstorms. The atmosphere is going to be unstable. That means this afternoon, some more strong storms could be forming. So if we put this radar in motion over the last hour, you can also see we've had some stronger storms, not severe, but marginally severe, producing 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts just to the north of Livingston. You can see passing over the East Tex Freeway. This is now approaching 287 in Woodville, and this storm actually really falling apart. So let's zoom out, take you back down to the south, where we're actually tracking that severe thunderstorm warning in place through 11:30. Primary concern is going to be 60-mile-per-hour winds. I actually want to pull up our storm tracker. The Geo's driving along the South Beltway, heading towards 45, where you can see conditions starting to deteriorate. We've got the raindrops on the window, roads certainly wet there. He's got his windshield wipers on, and unfortunately, we are going to see that get much heavier as we track this storm approaching the Gulf Freeway there. That is a shot we're going to continue to come back to, but for now, we just wanted to give you a brief look at it. You can see this thunderstorm rapidly approaching the Gulf Freeway from League City down towards Galveston. The primary concern is going to be the possibility of 60-mile-per-hour winds. But it's not just the winds. It's also going to be the intense, heavy downpours that are coming with this thunderstorm. In fact, if we take a look at radar-indicated rainfall, so this is not coming from any one site. This is coming from the radar. If we take a look, I'm not trying to show you 24-hour rainfall totals. 3-hour rain. If you want to see how much rainfall we're estimating here, this is going to be coming from our radar out in League City. This system dropping quite a bit of rain. This is just over the last 3 hours. And remember, a lot of these locations have seen 2 to 4 inches over the last several days. So in portions of far eastern Fort Bend County, measuring the possibility of 2.2 inches. Just to the west of Manville, also saying 1.8. Needville estimating about an inch of rain. So 1 to 2 inches of rain have quickly fallen down from this system. That's something we're going to continue to track as it continues to push its way off towards the east at 45 miles per hour. So let's check real quick a few other things. We're going to check our velocity just to make sure that this storm isn't rotating at all. That's always going to be a concern in the leading edge. And I want to show you that bright green color you see in Alvin. This is actually showing now we are seeing some pretty intense winds. In fact, we can estimate how strong those winds are. This is saying wind speeds potentially 56 miles per hour. So a very strong storm, a very loud storm. This is something we're going to keep tracking as it pushes its way off towards the east at 45 miles per hour. I'm going to clean this up just a little bit because we don't need to be seeing all of that information. You can see an extremely electric storm. Just this area that we're tracking, 300 lightning strikes. So this is a strong storm continuing to push its way off towards the east. Let's talk about what we're expecting with our future track. It's actually been doing pretty well this morning. As we go towards the lunchtime hour, the strongest of the storms will continue to push off towards the east, and then we're expecting to see a little bit of a break. Now, I mentioned areas that haven't seen storms will have the possibility of some pop-ups this afternoon. That's about a 20% chance, and if we do see any, they could be rather electric. As we head, though, through the rest of the day today, you're also going to see temperatures slightly cooler because of the rain-cooled air. Take a look over the Southwest Freeway. We've got overcast skies. Roads are wet here in Southwest Houston. Our studio located in Sharpstown, and we're certainly dealing with some of those heavier downpours as well. Satellite and radar showing that cold front draping over the area. This is going to be passing through as we go through the day today, but it doesn't have a big rush of cool air. In fact, temperatures still warm, still steamy. 80 degrees here in Houston. Sugar Land with that rain-cooled air currently 74 degrees, 80 out in Galveston. As we head into the afternoon, you can see that front passing its way through, the possibility of additional thunderstorms towards the heat of the day, and then into your Saturday, a high pressure system drops in. This is going to help us stay quiet. This is going to bring with it pleasant conditions, a more typical summertime pattern. As we go into Sunday, thunderstorms are once again going to be possible, but all in all, much drier than what we have seen this week. Today, a 40% chance of scattered storms, drying out for our Saturday, but then a summery Sunday with a 20% chance of storms. That extended forecast showing Sunday is June 1st. That's the start of hurricane season, and if you don't feel prepared, we've got you covered. We've got our hurricane and flood survival guide next Wednesday at 7 p.m. And by the way, all of next week, very summery. Temperatures in the mid-90s with an isolated chance for showers and thunderstorms. We do want to look at that thunderstorm one more time down to the south as a reminder, that warning in place through 11:30. If we take a closer look, this is producing about 300 lightning strikes and quickly advancing its way off towards the east. I'm actually going to put another storm track on this. You can get a better idea about that leading edge. It's moving to the east at 45 miles per hour. That means it's expected to get to Hitchcock by 11:17, Lamarck 11:21, Texas City 11:27, Pleasure Pier 11:35. So this system certainly is moving fast, and we are dealing with the possibility of some pretty intense wind gusts. This severe thunderstorm warning in place for Galveston County until 11:30 this morning. Primary concern is going to be the possibility of 60-mile-per-hour winds. Small hail also cannot be ruled out. You can see the leading edge of this storm. This is the most dangerous part. So once it reaches you, the most dangerous part is the leading edge. And then you're going to have about 30 minutes of pretty intense downpours, very electric storm. And then once that passes you by, you are still going to be left with some lingering showers. Wharton to El Campo, Needville, Rosenberg dealing with some light to moderate downpours. We're going to put this radar in motion for you so you can see exactly what is happening here across southeast Texas. The strongest of the storms south of I-10. Here inside the loop, we are still dealing with some showers out there. A few lightning strikes are continuing. Other than that, the main storm is going to be in Galveston County. That warning in place through 11:30. We're going to continue to monitor the situation. We'll hop on if any new warnings are issued. If not, stay off the roads. Please be safe. We'll be back at 11:30 with another check on the forecast. Welcome back. I'm KPRC2 meteorologist Caroline Brown. We are continuing to track thunderstorms quickly diving their way to the east across southeast Texas. You can see we still have one severe thunderstorm warning. This includes portions of the Gulf Freeway there, pushing from Dickinson to Hitchcock, Texas City. And just like that, we hit 11:30 and the National Weather Service has allowed this severe thunderstorm warning to expire. Now, just because it's no longer considered a severe thunderstorm warning doesn't mean it's not packing a punch. In fact, you can just see how electric this storm is. If we count the lightning strikes, just shy of 300 lightning strikes here. And even though this is not considered a severe storm anymore, it's still capable of producing 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And I'll tell you what, if you're along I-45, it is about to get real messy real fast. In fact, that's where our storm tracker Geo is. Let's see if we can get a hold of Geo's shot. Yep, that's what we expected. Conditions certainly going downhill. Heavy downpours have begun. You can see everybody going just a tad bit slower, and water ponding on that feeder road right there just a tad, and that's something we expect to see. There's certainly a lot of construction ongoing on I-45, the Gulf Freeway, and any construction spot we typically can see some street flooding, low-lying areas. Windshield wipers on means his lights are on as well. We're going to continue to check in with that shot, but for now, let's get back to the radar where you can see those storms continuing to push their way off to the east coming towards the east at 45 miles per hour. I'm going to pause the radar now so we can show you where we have some of the heaviest of the downpours. That's going to include Texas City Junction to Lamarck and Hitchcock. That bright red color indicating blinding rainfall there. Continuing down towards the coast, Tiki Island certainly getting hit hard. Over towards Anderson Ways, that purple color, that's even showing the possibility of some small hail. Now, not severe, but still is going to be pretty hefty downpours as it continues to work its way through. Let's show you up towards Santa Fe. Now, here is a little bit tricky. That's because our radar is located in League City. So right here, where you see this circle, this is where our radar is. So the closer you get to the radar, the more messy it's going to look when I'm actually showing you it right here. So that's why this area looks to be less severe, but likely we are seeing heavy downpours here. It's just such proximity to where our actual radar is that it looks a little bit muddy. So that's what we're tracking down to the south, but those are not the only storms we're tracking. We're also tracking a few thunderstorms that have pushed off to the north. You can see Livingston dealing with some light rain showers up the East Tex Freeway, no longer seeing lightning to our north. Now here in the Houston area, these storms have actually become more intense just south of Liberty over towards Dayton, Mont Belvieu. These thunderstorms starting to uptick a little bit. Previously, we weren't seeing lightning. Now we're up to 35 lightning strikes. So that's a trend that we're going to continue to monitor as it pushes its way through. Take a look just north of the Houston area. If you follow up the East Tex Freeway, Atascocita down towards the Grand Parkway, that deep red color, that's going to be a heavy downpour. And continuing inside the North Loop, you can see a lot of rain is coming down. I'll tell you what, if you're out on the roads heading out to lunchtime, this is going to be causing a mess out there. The Houston Heights to even downtown dealing with some of those showers continuing, starting to see a few lightning strikes in the Memorial area. I would not be surprised if some of these storms do start to intensify. This morning we had storms south of town, and because we didn't see them in Houston, our atmosphere still pretty unstable. You'll notice we've mainly got rain showers continuing through Fort Bend County, Rosenberg to Needville, over towards Angleton and Richwood down 288. Mainly rain showers, but the heaviest of the storms, that's going to be where we're currently tracking heavy downpours from Friendswood to Dickinson, Texas City, Lamarck, Hitchcock, Bayou Vista. This is a strong one. I do want to put a storm track on this because it is going to continue to work its way towards the east at about 45 miles per hour. So if we put a storm track on this system, it's going to be making it to Texas City High School by 11:37. Ramada Beach, that's going to be 12:03. So Not a whole lot of time, but thankfully this storm has been decreasing in strength. Future track is going to show showers still going to be possible in our far eastern communities by 2 o'clock. Not out of the question, about a 20% chance we could see a pop-up storm this afternoon. Most of us, however, are going to be staying dry once these storms pass through. But a live look outside over the Southwest Freeway. This is from our studio here in Sharpstown. You can see roads certainly wet. We've got overcast skies. It is gloomy outside. And as we go in through the afternoon, we're going to be watching as this cold front starts to dive into the area. Once that passes through, conditions are going to look a whole lot better. But for now, it is warm, steamy, and wet. Right now, 80 degrees here in Houston, 73 up in Livingston. But look at Fort Bend County. Right now in Sugar Land, 73 degrees. That's the rain-cooled air. And that's the benefit of getting these thunderstorms. Typically in late May, you could expect to see us sitting in the 90s. Future track is going to show that cold front passing through, bringing with it the possibility by 3 o'clock some more thunderstorm initiation. But then as we head into our Saturday, a spectacular summer Saturday. Watch as this high pressure system dives in. This is going to help us see sunny skies, dry conditions. If you've got outdoor plans on Saturday, well, keep those plans. You don't need an indoor option. Things look spectacular. However, once we get into Sunday, we are going to start to see some showers and storms possible in the afternoon. That means if you've got outdoor plans on Sunday, the earlier the better. Get that early pickleball reservation. Weekend forecast is showing us drying out and starting to look a whole lot more like summer. Temperatures are going to be in the lower 90s both Saturday and on Sunday. So conditions look pretty good. That extended forecast showing Sunday is June 1st. That's the start of Atlantic tropical season. And if you're feeling not ready yet, well, don't worry, we have you covered. Our flood and hurricane survival guide, that's going to be airing right here on Channel 2 next Wednesday at 7 p.m. And by the way, all of next week, temperatures going to be in the mid 90s with sunny skies, a much more typical summertime pattern. Before we log off here, I want to show you one more time what we're tracking on the radar. Right now, not dealing with any severe thunderstorm warnings. However, we are tracking a rather robust storm currently working its way through Galveston County, approaching Chambers County, packing quite a punch. This storm capable of producing winds up to 40 miles per hour. It's also producing quite a bit of lightning strikes right now, just shy of 300 lightning strikes pushing through. So 40-mile-per-hour winds possible. These storms are going to be rolling through Galveston, approaching Chambers County very soon. As for the Houston area, starting to see more hefty downpours continuing up towards Atascocita. Thankfully, right now, none of these storms are severe, but we're going to continue tracking them as they work their way to the east. We're going to leave you with a sight of the radar. Remember, we have a newscast coming up here at noon. Stay safe, and if you can, safely send photos to click2houston.com/pins. Just Gavin.
I told you the right things. I can't remember what you're
So actually, if you come here, they've left it. They've left it up so you can see what it looks like. So come some stand.
like moving that with your finger, right?
Yeah, so I was moving the map with this.
And smiling.
But yeah, if you see that, and then here, let me grab my favorite party trick.